I would like to introduce everyone or welcome everyone to January 14th, 2019 school board meeting. It is officially 7 o'clock and we are declaring a quorum. And I will start with the Pledge of Allegiance and David Rector will follow with the prayer. Please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come at this hour. Thank you for just watching over us as we brought to a close 2018, bringing us into the year of 2019. We ask your continued blessings upon our staff and our students. Then, oh God, I ask your blessings upon us as we continue to go through this year. Help us to do the things that we can do to try to make APISD the best that we can make it. We give you all the glory and the honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
The next item on the agenda is the recognition of Board Appreciation Month, and Ms. Cook will do that presentation.
Yes, each January is the time that all of the Board of Trustees across the state of Texas are recognized for their tireless efforts. As many of you know or may not know, serving on the Board of Trustees is a job that does not come with any pay, but they spend lots of tireless hours taking phone calls, listening to people out of the ball games in HEB, wherever it may be, hearing from the community about what they want out of their school district. They have, I have to say, I've been here 6 months now, and working with this school board is a real pleasure. They truly have the heart of what the students, their heart is about what the students need, what our district needs to become the best. So I personally want to tell each of you thank you for your time and your effort that you give to this district and all the great things that you have accomplished. And I would personally look forward to working alongside you as we do many more great things. In an effort to show you a small tokens of our appreciation, those from across the district, from our campuses, they have made banners for you that you can see around the room. They're very adorable, some letters that have been written thanking you for the things that you do. And then you each have a tub of items that I think you have plants that you, seeds that you can plant. I think it said something like, you help us grow. So here's something for you to grow. So I hope you'll enjoy those items that you have received. And just know that this is truly just a small token of our appreciation for all that you do each and every day. And what you do for this district and this community. So I personally think they deserve a very big round of applause.
Well, thank y'all personally, and from the board, we appreciate it. And please, administrators, bring back to your staff, we appreciate all their work for this. I know it doesn't come without some direction and help from everybody, and we do this because we love it, and thank y'all all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, the next item on the agenda is the recognitions, our favorite part of the day or evening. We will start off recognizing the students and then the teachers of the month.
Bob Early Childhood has selected Renee Esme, or Arredondo, as the November Panther of the Month. Renee Esme is the daughter of Michael Arredondo and Taylor Hopper. She is a pre-kindergartner at Bach Early Childhood. In her spare time, she enjoys playing with her sister Cheyenne and her dog Ella. Her favorite color is pink, and she likes school because she likes to color, and she loves her teacher, Mrs. Padron. Her goal is to be a cheerleader when she grows up. She was selected as Panther of the Month because she is a dedicated student. She's a good helper to her teacher and her classmates, and a great friend to everyone. She follows school rules and makes good choices. Bach Early Childhood is proud to have Renee Esme, or Arredondo, as their Panther of the Month. Panther of the Month for Keyboard Elementary has selected Zoe Flores as their December Panther of the Month. Zoe is a second grader at Keyboard Elementary and is the daughter of Isabel and Jake Flores. In her spare time, she enjoys reading. Her favorite subject in school is math because math is fun and you get to practice and learn new things. When she grows up, Zoe would like to be a ventriloquist. She was selected, she's pretty good at it, you guys. She was selected as Panther of the Month because she is a hard worker, is always willing to help others in class, including her teachers, and she's always a very sweet young lady. Keyburger Elementary is proud to have Zoe Flores as their Panther of the Month. Charlie Marshall Elementary School has selected Mia Valdez as our December Panther of the Month. Mia is a fifth grader at Charlie Marshall Elementary School. She's always smiling, she's very respectful, and always puts others first. We are very proud of her hard work and dedication. She is the daughter of Samantha Samaningo. She has two older brothers, sorry if I butchered your name, Joshua and Guillermo. She currently has a pet Yorkie, a weenie dog, and a teacup Chihuahua. Her favorite color is blue. Her favorite hobbies are playing football with her brothers and playing outside with her friends. Her favorite school subject is science. She likes school because she can learn new things every day while spending time with her good friends. That sounds like me. Maya hopes to become a doctor, so if her mom gets sick, she'll be able to help her get well. Her future plan A is to attend college, to become a doctor, and her plan B is to become a teacher. Good thing. Please join us in congratulating Mia Valdez as our December Panthers of the Month. She is one of the many bright stars we have at Charlie Elementary. There she is. Yeah, I sort of say she got to have her seat. A.C. Blunt Middle School has selected Trinity Moten as their December Panther of the Month. Trinity is a sixth grader at A.C. Blunt Middle School. She is the daughter of Kevin Moten, Roxanne Ramos, and Tabitha Barbie. She is the oldest of four girls. Her sisters are Kenzie, Chloe, and Lila. Trinity has one dog, a pit bull named Kimbo. Her favorite class in PE athletics because she loves playing sports, especially basketball. Her favorite thing to do when she is not at school are reading, swimming, and playing outside. When she finishes school, she would like to attend Texas A&M Corpus Christi, where she will major in pre-med. Trinity wants to become a general practitioner so she can help people when they are sick. Something that might surprise others about Trinity is she loves to sing and dance. She hopes to take dance classes in high school. She was selected as Panther of the Month because she is courteous and very hardworking. She was nominated by her teachers because she's also polite, friendly, and helpful to her classmates. A.C. Blunt Middle School is proud to have Trinity Moten as Panther of the Month. Aransas Pass High School has selected Ian Belfon for their December Panther of the Month. He is a freshman at Aransas Pass High School and recently moved from Brooklyn, New York to live with his grandfather. Ian is the son of Arlene Belmont and enjoys playing basketball, video games, and riding his bicycle with his friends in his spare time. He also likes to take care of dogs because they are playful. His favorite subject is English, and his goal is to become a lawyer when he grows up. Aransas Pass High School is proud to have Ian as their Panther of the Month for his dedication and hard work. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Employee of the Month. Ball Early Childhood has selected Trelawney Dominguez as their December Employee of the Month. Trelawney is a kindergarten teacher at Ball Early Childhood, and this is her 10th year with Aransas Pass. She is married to her husband Jesse and is an amazing mommy to Cruz, Pasquale, and Lulu. The Dominguez house has 3 dogs, Henry, George, and Linguini. In her spare time, she enjoys hanging out with her friends. She enjoys her job as a kindergarten teacher. She loves her students and strives to help them make connections and show growth throughout the year. She also enjoys the people at her campus because of their love for kids. Trelawney has great dedication for her students. Bach Early Childhood is proud to have Trelawney Dominguez as their Employee of the Month. Congratulations. Heber Elementary has selected Elizabeth Shirley as their December Employee of the Month. Miss Shirley grew up in Aransas and after working elsewhere came back to settle in again. Mrs. Shirley loves animals and her dream is to one day open up a 500-acre sanctuary which she would take in every unwanted animal from dogs to pigs, horses, goats, cows, donkeys, elephants, cats, any animal. That makes having 120 kids in each physical education class sound easy. She was selected Employee of the Month at Heber Elementary because of the hard work and dedication she exhibits for our students. Heber is proud to have such a great employee. Charlie Marshall Elementary is proud to honor Stephanie Wicke with the title of December's Employee of the Month. Stephanie is a veteran employee of Aransas Pass ISD with over 20 years experience in the district. She's also a proud Panther and may put just a little more Panther pride into her work, as she's also a graduate of APHS. Stephanie plays a vital role in taking care of the social and emotional needs of our students as our counselor, while also taking care of so much more. She strives to promote APISD and CMES in a positive light at all times. Her work to increase parent involvement and get parents into our schools is one of her many strengths. Her attention of detail regarding all of our special program paperwork and our STAR testing is another strength that cannot be overlooked either. Having been a member of the Charlie Marshall Elementary School family for so long, there's not much she doesn't know about, how to handle, or will volunteer to assist with. She's a vital part of our school, and we are lucky to have her as part of our team. Stephanie often uses her hobbies of quilting, crafting, or decorating to make Charlie Marshall Elementary look just a little better. This year, her time, efforts, and skill put together our first Whoville extravaganza. Did not go unnoticed by over 600 guests that attended. It was really cool, guys. Rumor has it that this was the largest family turnout for one event in the history of Charlie Marshall Elementary School. We are blessed that her husband Scott, daughter Sarah, son PJ, and grandson Calvin are willing to share this wiki with our Charlie Marshall Elementary band. Congratulations. Employee of the Month from AC Blunt Middle School is Justin Hodge. He was selected by his fellow teachers because of hard work and dedication he exhibits for our students. This is his biography. I never really planned on becoming a teacher. I wanted to be an archaeologist, but after learning that I had to attend college for 8 to 10 years to get my doctorate, I figured I could not afford one. And I did not want to be in college that long. So during career day, my senior year, I decided to become a teacher. Summers off, 4 years in school sounded a lot better than 10, and teachers seemed to be all right people. I wanted to be a history teacher and make a difference in kids' lives. I had some great teachers at just that right time, and I remember how big of an impact they had on my life. I wanted to be that teacher. Well, I earned my degree. I worked in AP SID at AC Blunt Middle School as an ISS teacher for about 2.5 years. I then subbed in and around the area until I got my degree and applied at a spot at AC Blunt. And I got hired as a resource ELA teacher. I taught 10 years in that role, and on my 11th year I was asked, well really I was told, I was needed to fill a role in the life skills unit at AC Blunt. Just to let everyone know, I was scared and I fought it wholeheartedly. But like that famous child's book, Green Eggs and Ham, I too soon realized that I not only liked my new job, but I loved it, and I could not see myself doing anything else. It allows me to combine all my passions, cooking, gardening, building, and most fun of any teacher in APISD. And I get paid to have it. And acting like a big kid where no one judges me. As an old teacher once told me when I asked him what he did, he said, I got the best job on campus. I now respond with that phrase when asked what I do. And you know what? In my mind, it's true. We are proud to have such a great employee like Justin Hodge at AC Blunt. Last but not least, Employee of the Month is Brenda Wilson, was selected as Employee of the Month at Aransas Pass High School because of her hard work and dedication she exhibits for our students. This is her biography in her own words. My name is Brenda Wilson. I attended school in Aransas Pass from 1st through 12th grade. My husband of 33 years and I graduated together in 1981. He has been a teacher and a coach here for many years. We have a daughter who is 32 and a son 30 who also works for the district. I have 2 associate degrees, one in early childhood and the other in applied science. I've been a paraprofessional and driven a bus for over 20 years for several different school districts in Texas and Montana. I'm glad to be at the high school and I enjoy working with the students using the Reading Plus program. It is really helping the students with their English assignments. Aransas Pass High School is proud to have such a great employee like Mrs. Wilson.
Wow, very impressive bios. Congratulations, parents, students, teachers. Very nice. At this point, those of you that care to leave, this would be a good time. We have quite a long agenda, and I know the little ones have to get ready for school tomorrow, so we'll give a few minutes to those of you that choose to. Have a great night. Thank y'all for coming. Bye.
You're doing right.
Bye, Lulu.
Oh, good to see you. I was like, where are you? You're like a greeter today. Let's go.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is information item. It's a student advisory council. The highlights from their council meeting on January the 8th. Is there any input?
Well, I was going to let you know the next year I was unable to, I was not feeling well that day, so I was trying to stay away. I adjourned to myself, so I'm going to let him, or I guess he.
Well, first I want to recognize 3 people from the student advisory council. You stand up so that we can recognize you. And Tom, I think, is our president of the student advisory council. They kind of lead things along.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
So we appreciate that. We thank you all for every meeting that we've had so far, and they give some valuable inputs to it. Okay, and we didn't really have a set agenda this time because of the holidays and stuff. We didn't get anything for them to discuss. So we kind of went over the minutes and discussed what we did last time, and that's try to get more parental involvement into the school and how we can do that. And again, we rehashed some ideas, and the biggest thing is just getting the word out. I think that's the biggest thing they had, finding different means to try to get that word out to the parents and the community. And, you know, and try to get more involved, get the community more involved in the school, and the school more involved in the community. So, so it has to be a hand-in-hand thing with both the city and the community and the school. We're all working all together for the betterment of the community. So again, you know, there wasn't a lot we talked about other than that. And in our notes there, we did come up with a lot of ideas. There were some things that they brought up and some things we discussed. And I do appreciate them. They come, and every meeting we have, I don't think we've had anybody miss a meeting so far. So we have like 12 individuals, and all 12 of them show up every time. So, and they give us, like I say, they give us a valuable input, and they help us out sometimes to make decisions so we can do what we can to better their lives at school and help them out. So again, I want to thank them again. So we give a round of applause to student vice council.
And we do have the memorandums, the notes from y'all. We are all briefed on the concerns and issues, so. And thank you, principals, for making sure they all get there. So this is a good program. The next item is public comments. The board welcomes the public and its comments. I'm just going to check to see if anyone's signed up. And there's no one signed up, so we will move on. And the next item is going to be an information item presented by Shelley Dominguez for Texas Academic Performance Report. The 2017-18 Texas Academic Performance Report that have been provided to the administration, and we have quite a bit of information here. And Ms. Dominguez is going to water this down for us a little bit.
Definitely. It is a requirement that once the TAPER reports come out, which is the Texas Academic Performance reports come out, that we have a public hearing on them, so we are doing this. But this is information that you guys have seen already. So it deals mainly with our accountability. And you have seen the STAR reports when those first came out. You've seen other reports dealing with our accountability, our preliminary reports. So this is not going to be new information for you. These will be posted on our district website. So they'll be available for whoever would like to go and peruse them further. Just wanted to let you know a few things about this report. And how it's organized. Has the following parts. You see a cover page, and it tells our accountability rating, our special education determination status, distinction designations, and the ASVAB test. That's on the district page only. On our district page this year, you'll notice that it was not reported. We had Hurricane Harvey last year, and this was not a requirement, but it was something that we could report, but it will be a requirement. It's supposed to be reported. And when these reports were due was right when everybody was back in school at the end of October. So we didn't get that one submitted for this year. But like I said, it was not a requirement, but it will be this year to get that submitted. We were in good company. We had about 15 other districts in the region that didn't report theirs either. You will also see on the TAPER the STAR performance, which like I said, we've looked at that several times already. Progress, looking at also the prior year and Student Success Initiative information, looking at our bilingual, our STAR participation, and then towards the end, the attendance, graduation, dropout rates, college career, military readiness indicators, post-secondary indicators, and some student and staff information profiles. Like I said, we've looked at this previously, so we're just going to go straight to page 7 and 8 of what you have, because that shows, yeah, oh, good job, good. That shows how our district did as a district. So everything, you will see a breakdown of each grade level, and then on page 7 and 8 is our district
There are some highlights for you. Like I said, we had Harvey last year, if you remember. Some of us don't want to remember back to that because that was a very difficult experience. But in light of everything that happened last year, I would like to point out that our district did very well considering. We had increases from 2017 to 2018 at approaches. And you'll see that I put meets and masters. I bolded the meets and then italicized the masters as well. So you will see where we had increases there. So ELA in reading, we had increases in approaches, meets, and masters in math, in writing, and science, and we had increases in social studies and approaches from 17 to 18. So even with the year we had, we still increased. We were above state in several areas. 3rd grade math at approaches, 4th grade reading at approaches and meets, 4th grade math at meets, 4th grade writing at approaches, algebra 1 at approaches, biology at meets, and U.S. history at approaches and meets. So we did quite well in those areas. Page 9 looks at progress. That's another piece of our accountability system. And when you look at our progress, you can see that we were above state in 4th grade reading, 4th grade math, 8th grade reading, 8th grade math, English 2 and Algebra 1. And at the high school, those are the only 2 subjects that they get progress measures in, is English 2 and Algebra 1. We were above state in the all grades for both subjects because they only look at reading and math for this indicator in all grades math. We were above state in progress. So our students made quite a bit of progress last year. You also have some other reports that are in your packet that are related to STAR performance, and progress. And again, this is information that you have already seen. The district prior year and student success initiative just shows you students who failed the test the prior year and how they did compared to the state the next year. And then you see student success initiative, which is our students who are required to retest. So that's that second administration. And you can see that our students did quite well in that area compared to the state. They also did a breakdown for us for bilingual ESL and STAR performance. So you get to see just that group, and that's further along in your packet. Again, our students in that program did well. They performed as well as the other groups. We didn't see any differences there. STAR participation is another piece that you'll see in the report, and our district had a large number of students participate. You will see on the participation that we do have a highly mobile population. So our mobility is twice that of the state. And I looked back to see if it was a Harvey thing or not, and it's not. It's pretty consistent for Aransas Pass, that mobility rate. Towards the end of the report, page 15, that's where you will find the attendance, graduation, and dropout rates. Our data looks good compared to state areas. Our dropout is lower than state average, our graduation rate is higher than state average, and our attendance is pretty comparable. And then the next report looks at career, college, and military readiness. And that's on page 18 of your report for the district. This area, when we're looking at this data is from 16-17. So that just a reminder, when we're looking at attendance, CTE, these post-secondary indicators, these indicators lag. So as Mr. Bennett would say, the hay is in the barn for these. He told me to say that. one barn, we already know about any issues that we have with these areas. We've already been addressing those areas. And then the final report is the other post-secondary indicators. That's based on 16-17 data. We had some areas that were below state and some areas that were above state. But again, that's lagging data, and those are things that we're already working on. In the back, that student information and staff information gives you a whole list of things that you can look at, from class size to our ethnic distribution to other demographics that you can see for our staff and our students. Thank you. Okay. The Aransas Pass response to this report, well, it's actually been started way before this report, since we received our accountability and our STAR scores. We've had some training going on this year, backwards design planning, which is looking at that rigor or the difficulty of the assessment, and then making sure that we look at that first and then plan our instruction to match that level. We've also just completed total participation techniques, which is how to get all students involved in learning. Some other things that we've done at the foundational level, we're introducing the Saxon Phonics program to really beef up that reading area at the early grades. So hopefully we'll see more success throughout their grade levels as they go on up to junior high and high school. High school has had a focus on college readiness. They've been doing many, many activities related to college readiness. They've really been pushing that. We have had and continue to have tutorials and our remedial classes at all of the schools in various formats and various times. We have started this year a district-wide assessment cycle. We've had it at some campuses, but this year we've started it district-wide. And all of our campuses are participating in that, and also doing the professional learning communities, or PLCs, where they look at that data on a regular basis and they implement action plans based on it. And our campuses now are working on completing benchmarks, and we'll have that data, and we'll be looking at that also at the campus level and at the district level. And that is my presentation on paper. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Anyone have any concerns or questions?
It's a lot of information, and I've included all of the campus information behind the district information.
We appreciate this, and I know we have had in-depth conversations about taking this forward months ago, so none of us are surprised by the report, I would assume. So if there's no further discussion, questions, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is an action item. Is to review the minutes of December 10th, 2018 regular board meeting for the board to review and approve. Everyone's had the opportunity to look over. Is there any changes needed or discussion to be had?
I move to approve.
Second. Move to approve the agenda for December 10th, 2018 by David Rector, seconded by Veronica Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is an information item. The superintendent's report she has updates on the public relations report and the calendar of upcoming events.
Yes, you see on page 147, I appreciate how we are able, Blaze does a great job of overseeing our district Facebook page, and also encouraging those that are on the campuses working on that to continue to post, and you'll know that with the holiday season, we probably weren't here to post as much, and have as many likes on our pages. But you can tell over the months that we started doing this, we've had quite the response. I even, as I go out, hear so many in the community saying how much they appreciate hearing and seeing what is going on in our campuses. So I applaud the campuses for doing that. I know that takes extra time. I often see Mr. King out with taking pictures of anything and everything that he can post up. I appreciate all the hard work that they're doing with that. So we just want to continue to give you those reports. We are working on revising or creating a new, actually not revising, but creating a new web page. We had hoped to have it moving along a little sooner, but it takes some time with working with the company and choosing a template. And so we're at a point where they're about to send back to us a framework. We will begin working together to put our information on there and try to get it to look like we're wanting, easier to access, having all of our information out there so that anyone that goes to it, they truly can find the information quickly. Our goal, I was talking with Jason earlier, hoping that by the next board meeting, we'll have it ready to show to you. That's an aggressive goal for us, but if you don't set a goal, you can't reach it. So we're going to strive for that, but we fall short, and just know we're still working hard to move toward it. But we don't want to do it so fast that it's not done well, but we want to get it out there as soon as possible to show the new direction we're going and to really let it be user-friendly. So more to come on that. You'll also see that we put in here January and February calendars of events, those that we have. We're continuing to work with our campuses to sync in what they're doing and making sure we have it all easily available for you and others to see what's going on. I do want to mention that this Wednesday on the 16th at 12, I sent you an email about the chamber event. They have invited me to come and speak to give a state of the district address. So before you leave this evening, you could let me know. I know some of you can let me know whether you can attend or not. We have a table at the event, and we'd like for you to come if you can. You realize with work schedules and so forth, some cannot. So those of you can attend, let me know, and then we'll fill in those seats with others. We want to be well represented, and I need a cheering squad there to get me through as we share the great things that are going on here. Then also another big event coming up this Thursday night at 6:30 at the Keyburger Cafeteria. We will have a public meeting in an informal way, a manner to share out and start talking about the idea concerning the placement of our third grade students in light of the new information we have and just looking forward and trying to think about what's best for the entire district but especially our students. So we invite all of you to be there, 6:30 Keyburger Cafeteria for that event as we come together as a community and discuss the best way to proceed. So those are the special items that we have. Any questions?
No, thank you. The next items on the agenda is the monthly reports, accounts payable report, the budget status and investment report, tax collection, bond finance update, and enrollment report. These are all just information items that we've had in our packet. Is there any discussion or concerns? Any comments? Move on. Next item is Cheryl Stansberry, budget status and investment report. The budget status and investment reports from December 2018 are included in the board's information. Different than, no, I'm sorry, that's already the same information. We're on the tax collection. We had a few moving parts for the enrollment portion, I noticed. right? We lost a few students
Yes.
during the,
And usually during the holidays, we tend to have, that's the time where some will move out, some might, go
come in.
on land for Christmas and sometimes take time to come back, so, we're hoping they'll return.
Okay. Then no discussion to be had with all of those items. Our next one is a information item, furniture company presentations for the new elementary school furnishings. Representatives from the following furniture companies will conduct presentations for consideration of entering into an interlocal agreement to furnish H.T. Falk Elementary School. We have the three furniture companies, I'm assuming representatives, Indico Furniture, South Texas School Furniture, and Gateway. And Indico is first with Martin Pena and Crystal Pena.
Before they begin, I'd like to give you just a little quick overview of the process, and that'll give them a little time to catch their breath and prepare. I put in your board packet on page 174, just so we could remember, because you may have some questions about why we're going this direction, so I wanted to make sure that I answered all of your questions. Back in September, we did request an RFP, and you approved that, which would be a request for proposals. After we did that, we came back to the table, and I apologize being new to the district and at that time and trying to catch up. We started looking at the fact that we had not really had a lot of discussions yet concerning the type of furnishings that we wanted in there and any of the design part of that. Normally, you would do that a lot as part of the bigger picture of the bond package, but it does not always have to be done that way, and in this instance, it was not. So once we started having those conversations, so Mr. Mansfield and I and Cheryl, we were looking at the best way to proceed. And we felt like going out for just a request for proposal from the companies, and they bring it back without us having any real good discussions and having the time to design it the way we would like and ensure that the teachers had input, and we really thought the process through. We felt like that would probably not be the best way to proceed. So we backed it up and came up with another process so that we could go through. It's a little different approach, but I have personally gone through this approach before and found it to be much more useful, and in the end, you truly get the best products with the best value, and it is a true reflection of what we feel as a district that we need. So we began by inviting companies from the buy board to interview. We did have the three companies you mentioned that were willing to come and sit down with us. We gave them some questions of things that we're looking for as it comes around quality, service, best value, how they will help us. And they each came in and brought their products or their catalogs or their information, and we had a great time interviewing each of the companies. After that, then they had all given us references, so we called their references because we wanted to see what type of interaction they had with other school districts. And so we took that information and looked through it. Then we decided we wanted to be able to present to you because we could tell there was going to be a difference in the type of warranty that the companies had, the type of companies, the furniture companies, the actual, I won't say vendors, but the name of the brands of their furniture were different. So we wanted to be able to compare it a little better. It's very difficult, though, to make it apples to apples because you're talking about different frameworks. They had very little information also to go on because we'd only had one meeting with the teachers. So we gave them what we could, and we asked them if they could compile a quick quote for us of what would it cost for a second grade, they would think a second grade classroom would cost us, the library, because we know that's a big amount, office space, and the cafeteria. And so they each one agreed, and over the holidays, we're getting this together for us. And then we gave you in your packets where we took their quotes and we tried to put them side by side. But I want to say that we have to be careful. That's that's based off of very little information that they had. And to compare it and say that it's apples to apples is still not fair to the companies. And as you work with companies, there's always that room for negotiations and choosing this desk over that desk. We wanted to give you as much information as we could as we move forward. So that's what that is reflective of. We've compiled, Mr. Mansfield and I have looked at the interview notes, our references, and looked at the quotes, and decided it was now time to invite those companies to come and give you a 10-minute presentation so that you could see the information we put in the board packet and hear from them, because I think it's very important that you have a chance. I believe we only have 2 of the companies that have joined us this evening. So they'll be giving the presentations.
I think, I'm sorry, the third is out in the hall.
Oh, are there more
They
now?
are here.
Okay. Good. They're hiding out in the hallway.
They were trying to be
So,
polite.
we want you to be able to hear from each of them, and then ask questions, have a good discussion, and then if afterwards we all feel good and you feel good about making a decision on which company to choose to go in and enter into an interlocal agreement with, in which we would then work with them to design and build the proposals together to bring back to you at a later date with the actual prices and so forth as a part of that. So that's the process we're looking at. Like I said, it's a little different from probably what you were thinking, but I feel like it's the best way to go so that we truly end up with what we hoped. Mr. Mansfield, was there some things you wanted to add about the process?
I just wanted to say the classrooms we set up, the teachers picked all that out. We had a shopping day at Falk with all the staff members, and they got to design their own classrooms per each grade level, so we can actually do our proposal. It's basically based on what the teachers want to see in the rooms, the type of furniture, because third grade looks a little different than pre-K. I also want to say that me, Ms. Cook, and myself also took a lot of notes on the service we received during this process. So that's just something that both of us has had several discussions about. Some of the companies were more prompt than others. Some of them gave us more information, really quick callbacks. And when we're dealing with a project this big, I feel it's pretty important when we're dealing with that kind of volume of things coming into our school. So
at this time,
So before we, so it's my understanding then your teacher's wish list or shopping list is what these quotes are based on?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Martin Peña. It's my beautiful wife, Crystal Cristal Peña. So we're with Indigo Sales, and we want to say, first of all, congratulations to the employees of the month, the students of the month for your district. We appreciate you guys having us here. Again, we're with Indigo Sales, so that you can know a little bit about our company. We're based in Texas. We are a manufacturer. We're the largest furniture manufacturer in Texas. We own Arco Bell and another company called Nico Manufacturing. We actually manufacture our own library shelving, library furniture, and the science casework. So very much involved in the different facets, as Ms. Cook was saying, the larger areas of the schools. We also own Arco Bell, which is, again, the largest furniture manufacturer in Texas. It's been open for 91 years, and we've been a proud distributor of Arco Bell products since 1969. I'll tell you a little bit about my personal relationship with Indigo. My father has been with the company since 1976 and has installed all over the state of Texas. He's a professional installation manager. He's got a crew that travels, and I've been doing this since I was in 8th grade with him. So life meets full circle for us. I'll tell you a little bit about Indigo. Right. Our goal is to basically simplify the way we purchase furniture. As Ms. Cook was saying, we try and be a one-stop shop for the districts. We know that, Indigo and Arco Bell can't provide everything that you're looking for, so we develop a network of vendors, and then we also lead with technology. We try to lead with a design and an all-encompassing way for you to look at what you're buying. We're local, sustainable, and everything that we do is based on design. It's very wordy, so I'm not gonna bore you through read the whole thing. So that we take your vision, whatever Ms. Cook gave us, whatever Mr. Mansfield handed over to us, we'll design that right off the bat. We do have several in-house designers that, with some proprietary software as well. We can actually develop those models right away. I think we have those models developed within just a few days of her telling us about it. If you go to the next one, what we'll do is we'll take your entire floor plan. So we got their architectural floor plan. We'll break it down room by room. We'll drop the furniture into the actual floor plan. And from there, not only show you the way it'll fit into your space, but we can develop 3D renderings off of that. And we actually showed them in person how we can take a desk, change the color of the legs, change the color of the tabletop, and then show you a three-dimensional view of that and develop renderings for you, much like you saw with the architectural renderings when you began the project. So something that Indy was very proud of right now, and we're trying to lead the market with that. You'll get, as part of our organizational package, you'll get an inventory list and a product placement list. So you'll know everything that's going into your school. You'll get a list of everything that, you'll know exactly what room those chairs are going into. So if we're delivering 1,000 chairs, you want to know that they all get delivered and where they're located. So by the time you're done, we'll have that product placement list, inventory list, space and design that goes with your actual layout. So we'll take a space like your library, and again, the fact that this is done in-house, whether we're doing TFL or red oak, if we're doing veneer, whatever it is that we're doing, custom modulars and radius counters, all of that's done in-house, including the circulation desk. Some of these items we do try and bid with the general contractor for the beginning of the project, and then whatever is not done with the GC, then we know that we can talk to the school about that. So from concept to design to installation, Crystal and I are the account managers in this region. So if there's any questions they have from the very beginning, they're contacting us about design. They're contacting us about any issues, warranty issues, ordering. We are your number one contact. We're not going to pass you off to anybody else. There's nobody else in the company that you'll have to reach out to, or another vendor. We are your source for that information. So a quick approach to the actual project, as we were talking to Mr. Maxwell and Ms. Cook, and said we'll basically review your necessities. We'll design a floor plan for you. We'll come back and visit it with their staff in meeting, and get a budget together. Once a preliminary budget is done, we can value engineer it. As she was saying, we can come back and kind of hone in and make sure that we're going to fall within your parameters. And once all that is done, the work is on you to develop the purchase orders. After we get those purchase orders, we go right into manufacturing. Manufacturing typically would take 4 to 12 weeks. It sounds like a long time, but I'll tell you what, on school furniture, 4 weeks is an industry standard pretty much for getting manufacturing done in that industry. If you're looking at library stuff, soft seating, or cafeteria items, those do take a little longer, but all of that will be coordinated with you as, and a timeline. So we'll develop a timeline for you for your layouts, for your product selections, the manufacturing, the shipping, and then the actual installation of your products. We are members of most of the purchasing cooperatives, either local purchasing cooperatives or national purchasing cooperatives. So whether you choose to buy it through buy board, or you're looking to get a national IPA price, we can do that. We do work with Good Buy out of Corpus, which is a pretty popular purchasing co-op here in South Texas. And we have access to more than 250 manufacturers. As Ms. Cook was saying, it's almost impossible for us to just come up and be the one company that manufactures everything. But the fact that we have a network of manufacturing companies that can meet all of your needs. We can come to the table and get you a quote on anything, whether it's the cafeteria, library, like she says, your collaborative areas, which are real popular these days. Some of the open areas for learning, we can basically get you a price on anything that you're looking for. Let's go to the websites. So, 2 of the resources that we did provide for Mr. Mansfield, and this is for your district, for future projects, anything that you might be wanting in the future. We use My Resource Library. The My Resource Library, essentially, if you've ever walked into your purchaser's office, they've got 8 catalogs. So essentially, we're giving you every catalog as a digital catalog. It's a spine. You can click on any one of those. You can pull PDF files. They can drag and drop those PDF files. They can send them off to your teachers. If a principal's asking your purchaser for information on you know, specific tables, if they want something for their break room, you know what, go to, if they're asking for soft seating, go to JSI, go to any one of those vendors, click on the spine of the book, it opens up their digital catalog with PDF files that are easily transportable. Type your notes in it and then send them off. So, and our website, if you go to the Indigo website, offers the same thing for you. So we have, from our actual website, you can go to manufacturers, you can, aside from looking at all of our products, it will give you a link to the manufacturing relationships that we have. If you scroll down, you can click on any one of those. Scroll down. And you can get the information right from there. Wood designs, all of your dramatic play for pre-K, your childhood carpets, things of that nature. What Indigo tries to do is be that one-stop shop. We try and provide a good resource, not just for this project, for any future project. So we welcome you to use our website. We welcome you to use our Find Resource Library tool and help keep your purchase organized, help give it to your principals. Your principals would love to get rid of those 80 catalogs that are on top of their desk and have everything in the digital format. Like we're showing you here. Let's go to these. I'll show you what we've done. So the moment we talked to Ms. Cook and to Mr. Mansfield, and they made us aware of the project, we immediately got the design. We broke down the entire floor plan. So this is an example of the library. So we've already dropped our furniture in there, or furniture that we feel would best fit your needs. So when we showed up to the presentation, we had already taken the liberty of putting some effort into space planning for you. I know she says they've got some ideas. And I said, fantastic. We want to roll with your ideas, but we want to show you also what we've got. We can incorporate any desk that you're looking for, any type of furniture, any piece of soft seating. And if you scroll down, all of the shelving is in there. So for example, double-faced mobiles, go up one, right there. So then all of these shelvings, you know, you said, Martin, we want to see a circulation desk in a different area, or you want to see the shelvings, you know, put up in a different manner. You've got perimeter shelving that goes around your library as well. Go ahead and scroll down. So then you'll have an inventory list that goes with every room that you've got. So as we showed Ms. Cook and Mr. Mansfield, we had already taken the entire school, broken down every single room, including administrative area, closets, so, you know, lots of certain areas that you may miss. So we've already taken all of those, and we'll show you exactly what's going in there. From here, we can develop a quote immediately. So this automatically transports to a SIF file. We develop a quote for you. If you want to make changes, if you said, you know what, scroll back up. If you said, show me fewer library shelving, or maybe it's outside of our budget, what can we do? Absolutely, we'll come in here, delete some shelving, make some movements of it, develop a quote right from that. So very organized, and I think it speeds up the process. We've gotten our design, our concept to design to quote down to 7 days. As long as we have good communication with the school, this is something that we can help you move very quickly with. This is an example of a pre-kinder room. The nice part about it is we get to put everything into it, including carpets. You know, things that you know, they may have missed, mobile easels. Here's every piece of inventory that you're going to get, including the filing cabinet for the teacher, tables, the move stools. At the end of the day, the simplification of this process and the way that we get the information to you in an organized binder, everything digital, is the wave of the future. So if there's one other thing that we do, we couldn't display it right now, but we have the capacity now to actually take a picture of this entire room, drop the furniture in, and actually do it on the spot. My wife's actually a better designer at this than I am, but she has actually sat with a lot of customers and just, you know, they're wanting a desk, but they don't know what size the desk it is. We'll go in there, take a measurement of your office. You have a 10 by 13. We'll actually just drop the desk in there, rotate it, change the colors, put the chairs in there, and you'll get to see your finished product before you walk out of your office. So all of that develops a quote. All of that is just efficiency for you and your district. Okay? Again, we're Indigo Sales. We're proud to be here. We appreciate the opportunity that you've given us to come and present. And at the end of the day, we are asking for the business. We are fierce competitors. We know that we can be spot on when it comes to price, and we know that our product and quality is second to none.
you elaborate on your warranty program?
Yes,
What's it entail, and it's 15 years of, can you
Let me
explain
tell
what a
you,
warranty
when they're
is?
getting furniture, ma'am, out of the school, when they're getting any of our Arco Bell furniture out of the school, ma'am, I'm gonna tell you, it's never because it's failure of the product, simply it's time to change it out. Our furniture is built to last. We've, like I said, we've been doing this for so long, we've done schools over and over again. We're pulling furniture out just because it's time to change it out, not because of a failure of product. But we do offer a 15-year warranty on any of the frames, any of the desks, anything that we sell is a 15-year. And I'm gonna tell you, actually, I think on all of the Arco Bell products, we just released a lifetime warranty statement. So we have a sales meeting tomorrow, so actually we're heading north right now. We're heading north, we'll be in Belton the next couple of days. So this just worked out perfectly for us. And we have a new catalog coming out. Obviously, all of our social platforms, we know that in today's day and age, there needs to be a social platform. So everything from Facebook to Instagram to what is it, Twitter, all of those have been updated. Everything, you can find us at any social platform. The warranty information on that, like I said, will be released, and I'm going to tell you right now, we're looking at lifetime warranties on our products.
But currently, if the 15 years means what? If
15 years
crack,
is-
you come and get it, and we get a equally replacement? And-
Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you, we're a very easy company to work with. The fact that we do manufacture that, we're very easy to work with. You talk to us, I'll give you an example. We did college and ISD a couple of years ago. 17 campuses. We have campuses now, 3 years later, that's about 3.5 years now. Let a campus call and say, we have 8 desks that failed. Pretty strange for 8 desks from one classroom to fail. So, we go to the campus, do a little investigating, and they says, no, the kids broke them. We call our company, the company says, replace them. We want to work with you. We know that it goes way beyond 8 desks. We know that it goes way beyond a broken table and a broken desk. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're going to continue to do this. So we want to be a resource for you 20 years from now. So when we say we want to warranty the product, we'll warranty the product.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Any questions from anybody? Well, thank you very much again. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
That's South Texas.
We're up.
Come on in.
All right.
You're up.
Yeah, Adam
It's all
said,
yours.
I'm sorry, Adam said we would.
Well, thank you. That was very nice.
Okay. The South Texas School Furniture, I'm out of Hallettsville, Texas. And I've been doing this for close to 40 years now, so I've seen furniture come and go. And one thing we realized that furniture's gonna last, we can't import furniture. A lot of companies import furniture. So we developed, or worked with companies that do well-built, modern furniture that's built like a house. This is an example, just a small sample, but it's all made out of metal, trimmed with wood. We use glass, plexiglass, colored glass, but well-built furniture that's practical. It can be designed to any style that you have. So this furniture is made in Michigan. Almost all components are American made. I think some come out of Canada, but nothing down further. These guys have been around a long time and build it well. One of the big projects that you have is your library. And we furnish a lot of libraries in this Corpus. We do all schools for them. But we still use solid wood, not plywood or particle wood. Dovetail joints, no metal to everything is metal to metal, no wood screws. So nothing holds it. They can be taken out. During the flooding in Houston this past year, we lost no libraries to the flood. We had some
damage to water stains and certain things, but our shelving made of solid oak will withstand that. It is proven over and over. Plus the change in our humidity and climate works well with that. But one thing we believe in is the metal-to-metal connection, which we have in our, this is a real small sample I shared with Ms. Cook earlier. You notice the edge, it uses a spray-on liner similar to your truck bed liner. So you drop that a desk or a table or whatever, you won't break it. A lot of people go into hard plastic tops. Good, but they'll break. Desk falls over, don't crack. They come up with this thing, and it's a metal-to-metal connection as well. So they can move a desk, drag a desk, scrape the desk, you won't break it. Gregory Portland High School, that's been 14 years ago, refurnished the entire school. Well, we went back 2 years ago, and we did an inventory, looked at the furniture, and it looked pretty close to the day it was built. The library looks exactly like it. So, having things last, you can't afford furniture all the time. So this furniture's got to last for a long, long time. We have a lifetime warranty on almost all of our products. Well, we call lifetime 25 years. We don't go, some people call lifetime 7 years. So we'll make sure you understand lifetime is 25 years. We put our name on the bottom, just like a middle here. So when everybody's gone, retired, hit the lottery, whatever, they, you know where you bought it from. So we do everything. I don't know if you still have any of the things we shared with you earlier, but we do 3D drawings. We've been doing it for some time now. And we take every classroom and lay it out exactly the way you like it. Color-wise, we can change those. You see it before you put it in. We have this company that does interior concepts. They bring because they're in Michigan, we can bring the engineers through a WebEx, and your people can design it, change it, manipulate it, whatever, all online. That's all one-on-one, so it's perfect. All of the products are by good American people who know either the head people or the owners. We're not the manufacturers. That's an advantage. Because when it comes to fighting for a product, you want us on your side, not on the split side. We'll do everything we can. We have a lot of references, and I don't think we've ever had anybody in good cold people. We just had a case down in Portland at one of the schools where they bought cafeteria furniture was filled with 12 years, and they started having some problems with it. Some of it was damage, some of it was neglect, some of it was product. We had the company bring in brand new tables, and we funded the freight, and the school had new tables. Share that reference with y'all if you need. But that's just one of the little things that we do. One of the big things that happens with the build of the furniture, chrome is an example, especially around here, rust will leak. Most people don't cover it under warranty. It's still able to use, but it doesn't look very good. Quite often, that's why people get rid of furniture, because it just looks ugly. Those are issues that we take care of. You're not going to have rust issues, and we'll take care of the place. And because of that, we use more nickel in our chrome. And that actually prevents that. Share anything?
Yeah, the chroming is an issue. I mean, we'll come in, clean it up. It's covered under warranty. Blushing of the seats, you know, you walk into a classroom or something, or especially in high school, right? When they sit on the back of the seats or something, they take that plastic and it's white. That's what we call blushing. Ours are not supposed to do that. If it does do that, it's a warranty issue. We're gonna fix it or replace it, no questions asked. That's what that's what we feel warranty is important, which is important, as you say it is. And we have the people in the back, our references in the back, and that's it. When it breaks, we're gonna fix it or replace it. I know that we said 25 years on everything. There was one exception, and that's the cafeteria furniture. It's 15 years unconditional up to that day. So we're gonna fix it or replace it, and most of the time we replace it, just because of factory, defaults or something like that. We're in it for you guys, we're not, we're here to fight for you, and I think our reputation speaks for itself when you check the references out.
Any questions?
By coming from Michigan, sometimes if you have to replace something, have you all ever had a process with the shipping, part of it?
Actually, this company here has a rep down every week. He lives in Michigan and comes down every week, so he's in our area. If you need him here, well, not tomorrow, but if you need him here next week, he'll be here. Actually, in the Grand Rapids area, his furniture, full of furniture, and they're great about it.
Say maybe you have to replace 20 tables and chairs. What kind of period of time are you looking at to have this replaced?
Okay, depends upon the companies. If it's a special laminate, you're probably looking about 6 weeks to replace it. If it's an emergency situation where it is not usable, we'll bring in a replacement or loader and make sure of that. Refugio is a good example. They had some cafeteria chairs that were in, so we did 2 weeks ago, we came in and brought a load of chairs and then we used them in charge. The other thing that comes up quite often is ready to be delivered, but you might have disaster or something that keeps you from coming in for 2 or 3 weeks. We'll warehouse that, we'll store it, we'll make sure it's not a burden to you. That's part of our. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, down, didn't mention we've been in business since '85, so I've been doing this furniture business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is there a gateway representative?
No, they did not show up, so, but I will say that when we worked through this process, Mr. Mansfield and I'll, just say it, that these were our top 2 companies, so I guess that worked out. So, and as you can tell, both of them bring very good things to the table. This is one of those things that kind of gets uncomfortable, kind of wish you could go in closed session and you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm just going to say it out loud, what we're thinking for you, so, because it's business. I really think both of the companies are, their service, you can tell, top notch. I think you couldn't go wrong with either one of them. Quality, I would say from calling our references and doing our research, just to be totally honest, South Texas quality is probably at the top, it's top line. They're using some items that are, it's probably the top of the line. That's not to say that because as Indico was saying, they have multiple vendors or furniture groups that they use. Not to say that it's not quality furniture, but I think when we called the references, they, for South Texas, they said, we paid more, but we got top of the line. So I think that's, for us, it's that matter of both companies are going to provide quality. Can we afford the top of the line, or can we afford quality furniture that is warranted and that they will service us and take care of it? Design and promptness, as far as giving information, Indico rose to the top there. Their design presentations, their or what was presented to us. It's not to say South Texas maybe can't do it, but Indico knocked the top off of that as far as bringing in how they'll design, how they'll do the makeup, the real time on quotes, and their promptness. I mean, goodness, we barely get something out of our mouth or an email done, and they were responding to us. So very, very quick response. And so, Mr. Mansfield, you want to add any?
I'll say one of the references I talked to was CCISD, and as you guys know, they're building schools like crazy right now, and I spoke to the director of purchasing for the district, and same comments as this coach just said, very happy with both. He uses them specifically for different things though. I think South Texas does libraries, Indigo does classrooms, am I correct? All their classrooms, so they've split it up, but he could not speak highly enough about all the companies. So really, what it came down to is you want that quality and a higher price, you know, you want the BMW or the Ford. And I'm a Ford guy, so. But they all did really good. And I will agree with Ms. Cook also, Indigo was the promptest of all the companies to get anything we need immediately. So they were the first bid to come in, they were the first to call back, they were the multiple follow-ups more than anybody. And that's just a fact.
And we gave you the spreadsheet with the quotes, and I gave you a second, you had one that was sent in your board book, but then I put another one out on the table where I was trying to do a little figuring, and of course, I want to once again say, this is very rough, so these are, you know, that they had to do these quickly, they had limited information that they were working off of, but I wanted to try to frame this, and what are we talking about, and I needed to know that for myself too, since we've not been talking a lot about pricing. But you see that Indico, when you look at, and I apologize the way I had to print that out, you'll have the first page, I don't know how to look at the first page, and it goes over, because I put the other items that they didn't look at, and some that as they were speaking, Indico, the representatives were speaking, I was like, oh, we hadn't thought about that. So there were several things they mentioned, I'm like, oh goodness. So, but some of the other things we hadn't even put on this price sheet to even consider were I didn't write down for myself, I gave it all to you, that it was the 2 special ed rooms, conference rooms, the nurses station. So there's several things that we haven't even looked at.
Yeah, resource room, like a tutoring room, we have a computer lab upstairs.
Computer
There's a couple
labs, yeah.
random things that aren't in there.
Yeah, so those are a couple other things. So this right now, what we're looking at is if we based 35 classrooms for Indico, their price came out to be about $5,200 per classroom. So then I gave you a total there. Like I said, these are just rough numbers to play with. It's running about $182,000. If those classrooms, of course, that's going to change. As the design part happens, it could go up, it could go down, depending on, you know, so just I don't want you holding us to all this. I'm just trying to give you some, you know, very soft figures. 6 offices at $2,500, it's about $15,000. Library, they came in at $8,500, and I'm rounding it, and the cafeteria at $33,000. So without adding all those other things in, you're looking at roughly $240,000, and that's very rough. So comparing it to South Texas, coming in, you see at about $310.
So this is without the 2 special ed rooms.
Yes, that's without the other items, and that's, you know, there's probably some other things even within these classrooms we haven't thought about yet. So, yes. So I had been, I know Victor had asked me, how much do you think we're talking? And I had said, I'm thinking, because I always like to figure high, because I always like to come in low, and y'all go, so I was saying about $500,000, $500,000 to get this done. So that was my high number. And as you see, we're going to be somewhere, I think by the time we figure everything else in, we're probably sitting at $400,000. So, you know, that's just the part of it. You've got to furnish the school. So, and I know that wasn't part of the bond package, and so I know that causes you hesitation. But I did want at this time, before, if you don't mind, since we're talking that money, and we kind of skipped past that a moment ago, but it is part of this. Cheryl was going to share with you where we are on.
I
passed out an update on
Yes.
the other projects.
So can you share with them that information? That might help you as you're framing your mind around, are we going top, high quality? Do we want to work, you know, which direction can we go? That's kind of where it comes down to for us.
What you've got in front of you is the list of the projects that's been updated from a report that I gave you in November. We've spent to date $909,508 of our other bond projects that were never really specified. We've set aside $2 million from the bond money for that. So that leaves out of the $2 million, $1,090,000 left for all of our other projects. With that being said, some of the other projects that have been discussed have been taken care of already, so, that would be up to you if you know, to use part of this money to furnish the school district for the new elementary.
That would be my recommendation to you, because this is still part of the bond process. It should have been a part of the package. We can't go back, so we have to look forward. So my thinking is that you've got to finish, you know, you're building a new building, we have to finish that out. That's kind of like saying we're not gonna put the last wall in or something. I mean, that's the last piece to this. And on that note, we still have the NIFA grant we can go out for next year, even though we're not going to be able to move in this year and receiving those funds that we had talked to you about earlier in the fall. Then I did speak to the representatives, and they said it can be our initial year, so it won't be our second year. It'll be our initial year that we can write the grant for. And roughly looking at it, I was trying to get back in and see if I could figure it out for a whole year. It's looking like at least $300,000 we could receive for that first initial year for the NIFA grant with our enrollment just as it is currently. Then we can do it a second year, and that, of course, a lot of this is contingent upon TEA legislators keeping it all in place, so we can't bank on it. So we have to go into this knowing,
Assuming we're not getting it back.
that you could be using up to $500,000 of this $1 million to furnish the building, and then all we have left on the table to do any of the other projects, which is basically the secure vestibules and those security and safety items that you had wanted, and any further technology updates. Those you wouldn't have a lot left. We wouldn't have a lot left to move forward with too much more. Hoping and praying that we get the NIFA grant, that then in 2 years, basically, that money would come back to us, and then we can move forward again. But I wanted you to have full disclosure here of what we're talking about when we make these decisions. You can see now why I wanted to bring it to you and talk it through, because these are,
Yeah.
because we want to do it right. I just, you know, I wasn't here when you passed the bond, but I think I know you well enough to know now, when you do something, you want to do it well. And so, I don't think we want to have this beautiful new building and then have to put old furniture in.
Absolutely not. Our students and staff deserve the best, so we want to make this happen.
I personally think if Indigo is actually supporting the Corpus Christi ISD and their classrooms, that we probably couldn't go wrong in that aspect. And I'm assuming that their quote is middle of, quality, and if we wanted to upgrade, certain, the library or, the more important things, maybe the chairs, so they don't have problematic issues or whatever. I think there's wiggle room if we go with a lower bid, and we can adjust that with our common sense to it. That's just my personal opinion. If we start high, then we're gonna be stuck on trying to stick to that capital, and I'd hate for you to come back and say we went over budget on something that we're already questioning where we're getting it from. So that's just my personal opinion, but,
And if you're
share
happy with
anyone
the
else's
service,
comments or ideas.
if you're happy with the service, if you feel that was, top of the line, that says a lot
I
too.
mean, I think others would work really well with this too, but we're full disclosure here,
Plus, I think also when they inventory of every room, that is something we have never had. And there's been furniture walk out, or where did it go?
I made a note of that too.
That's a big deal too.
Yeah, it's to it.
This is an action item, or we can table it.
It's just an information item.
Yeah, now you'll move, yeah, that was.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry, I thought it was an action item.
Well, we have the first part was information, the presentations and discussion, and then you can move to the action item, which is to decide.
Okay, so I
on
did,
a-
okay.
Yeah, I just saw this. And you feel comfortable with it. I mean, we don't want to rush you, but we were bringing it to you because we're feeling in a good place, and the sooner we can start working with a company,
One more time.
we don't want to have to rush this. We want to do it right, so like you said, we can work through it and get the very best value possible and use our money wisely.
Some more research has got to be done. In my opinion, I mean, I'm not ready to pick somebody tonight, personally.
So what kind of research would you like?
Well, I'm gonna find out who they've done business with, and talk to other school districts.
Well, we have done all that, and I apologize, we should have put our references in there. We have called all of their references and checked those, but we can provide, if you'd like, we can bring this back to you and provide all that to you. I apologize,
I mean, to me, this is just like going down buying a Ford or Chevy without looking at either one of them.
What I'm hearing is that you've done all that footwork and the.
Yes,
who
we
they
have,
provided
we
is
did
in
as the committee, but if you'd like us to bring all that to you, we can.
Well, I'd like to know a little bit more about the company, so.
I'm sorry?
I'd like to know a little bit more about the company before I give them $500,000.
Okay, then we will just table this motion.
Okay, and if I can have exactly what all you'd like, so we can make sure we get that. So you'd like to see, me to, have all the references typed up, what they said, and what else?
Just, you know, like who they've done business with, and, you know,
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
Well, that would be their references. And we tried to provide for you in here how they answered their questions, and we had their references, those that had given it, and, some, you know, what they had given us about their companies, but we can get you more information. What else?
Okay, that's just my opinion, I don't know what the rest of the board wants to do.
I think the statement of the deal really fits for me too.
So I guess we'll just,
Okay.
at this point, do I hear a motion, or are we gonna table it?
But if you want to table, we can table to the next month, next meeting.
So we're all comfortable?
Everybody have that clarification on it.
So we
Yeah,
will
just, yeah,
table
we can
this
do that.
item and our next
It just tightens our timeline up more, but, you know, we're not moving in now until the summer, so, it'll just,
It is,
Okay,
okay.
so we'll move on with this item. The next item is information only from administration on the update of construction for the district's projects.
Yes, and we have our representatives here tonight. I think Todd Grindelin's up first.
Thank you. Good evening. Yes, I'm here to deliver the construction update report. We've also got the project manager from each project here to answer any questions after I get done with kind of a quick review. On the elementary school, everybody got a copy of in their packet there. The crew construction, they're doing the elementary school. They're currently, we had a meeting with them last week, and before Christmas we were trying to meet the February move-in date. Since the meeting we had last week, it looks like it's going to be more towards May, so they'll discuss that once they come up here a little later. I do know that the contractor's installing drywall on the second floor, and they're about 70% complete at this point. The contractor's framing the entry tower, and they're about 80% complete with the framing on that. Contractor is working on the block fill at all the block walls inside, and they've actually got a first coat of paint in the hallways. The mechanical contractor is installing all the ductwork right now. They're probably about 98% complete with the ductwork installation. The big thing is getting the units running, and so they're trying to get AEP to set the transformer to get the permanent power so they can do that. Contractor has installed all the windows and the frames and the glass on the first floor, and they're about 65% complete on the second floor. Contractor wants to start installing the floorings in the kitchen and the restroom so they can start setting fixtures and kind of get ahead of the game there. Kruger is also taking a floating on the, actually on the first floor is about 90% complete. So the painter will be starting to pressure wash the exterior of the building and start getting up some of the primer and the coatings on the outside of the building within the next 2 weeks. We continue to meet every Tuesday, review schedules and answer any questions the contractor has. I'm going to go on to the new gym complex, and that it's Marshall Construction, so they're installing the ductwork also in the gym. They've got the first of the 3 ductwork is installed for the main gym, so they're about 25% complete with that. They should be installing the translucent panels. They should probably have started this week doing those. We'll probably get an update from the project manager in a few minutes. We're testing some of the colors inside the building so we get the exact right colors for the metal deck and the structure. The contractor is also removing all the debris on the exterior, kind of grading it and getting it, more cleaned up since all the rain has kind of died down a little bit. The structure for the basketball goals and the center scoreboard are on site and about 40% as of last week installed. And the roofer's got to come back and do some of the metal trim and just kind of tighten it up with the translucent panels. Went ahead and also included on the next page the existing gym floor replacement. So that contractor has installed the subframing, all the wood is on site, and I know they were letting that wood acclimate so before they start nailing it down and all that. The high school and Keyburger Elementary Rero project, that project we punched that last week, so we walked that project with Charlie and the contractor. So we made up about a 4-page punch list with photographs. So he's got that, and they're going to be starting wrapping that project up. But it's about, say, 95% complete. So that's pretty much it. If y'all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Any discussion?
And you have the elementary condition too.
Oh,
Jason? Because I haven't seen it yet, so. Grayson, you could talk about what we're seeing and. Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't seen this.
No, you haven't seen it either, huh?
It's awesome pretty. I didn't look through the doors out. It's pretty good, Todd.
slow down.
It's pretty good. As you're looking at this now too, I also make a comment that some of that library furniture is provided through our contract. And so, I know that they brought that up in their stuff, but I'm pretty positive that's how we have all that all the book casework and everything along with just the library tables that go around the building, but not the chairs and the tables that you see on the construction documents now.
So you saved us some money.
I know. I think my grandmother raised some money for the library too, so before my time. I'm gonna read all my phone too. Todd's already touched on a lot of the stuff that I have on my list. Electrical or pulling wire, all the plugs in the HVAC equipment, making up panels inside the electrical room, and installed the primary line to the building from the road. That took a very chunk of time due to the weather. Y'all can tell that
front of that building was always so muddy. I mean, I had a man lift stuck out there for about 3 months that, couldn't get out because it was so muddy. We finally got that poured, or dug out and poured back the right way. Now we're waiting on AEP. As Todd mentioned, I'll go ahead and touch on that. AEP has ordered the transformer. When we did the pour or the pad, it was 3 weeks then, so it's been about 3 weeks since we've done it. They said 3 to 6 weeks they'd have the transformer. The problem is they want to do it over spring break because that allows them flexible time because they have to kill the power to fall at the existing school, terminate, get everything hooked back up, and then allow them to give a little fluctuation or, timeline in case something happens that we don't come on Monday and no school, because we don't have power. So, and that's the heart of your data, so that's another big thing that we need to do over spring break. I know that, as Cook mentioned, that timeline did get pushed a little bit. We feel like we could make it happen. It would be a stretch, but allowing us to get this done correctly and allowing the punch list to get done and all the little things that need to get done that never really get the time to actually get it done is going to be a good thing for us to do. It'll always allow us to get the rest of the school demoed and, Mother Nature, get all that earthwork and stuff done so we can have a driveway and everything done when we come back to school at Christmas, or after summer, sorry. HVAC, since last time I was here with you guys, we set all the HVAC systems or equipment on the roof. Like Todd said, we're installing all the ductwork throughout the building, plumber installing wall rough-in, drywall, installing metal studs on the second floor and drywall. We have one side of drywall right now. The whole entire first floor is complete. It's got tape and float on it. We're waiting on a few little things to do in the wall on the second floor to put the second wall side on. Once that's done, we'll start drywall that and start tape and floating. Glazing, all the window frames are being set. Todd mentioned, I don't remember what your percentage was, but we're a lot further along now. We've had a lot of guys on site and they have it pretty much sealed up. The only thing we're waiting on is the storefront doors. The hardware is our issue on that, but they're going to have that in a couple of weeks, and so it shouldn't be a problem for us. Roofing. Last time we met, we installed the roofing membrane on top of the roof on the low and high side of the roof, so all that is completed and done. The existing gym, that roof is completed and done as well. The unit is set on that roof and it's ready. Data, we're installing overhead data cabling throughout the building. And the next, our big milestones is starting the painting in the exterior of the building, like Todd mentioned. That'll be happening here pretty quick. So that's going to change the look of the building really fast, and so it'll make it look like progress is being done now that it doesn't look like it. And I know that's what y'all see when you drive by, because I do the same thing. Because most progress is done inside now, so we'll get it painted and make it look a heck of a lot better than what it does right now. As Todd mentioned, we want to start flooring a little early. Yes, we do. It's the fact that we have a contractor that's willing and able to start. It's not going to hurt us in any means. It just allows contractors not to drive a lift on the floor, so they'll have to use scaffold. They like to use lifts, so they don't really like it, but we're trying to push a schedule and get done for you guys so we can get completed. The only main thing we're waiting on right now is getting AEP to turn the power on. Once the power is turned on, lots of things can happen. We discussed with Todd about ceiling grid. We'd like to start dropping ceiling grid as soon as we can, so that will allow us to put light fixtures in the building and get those terminated once we have power. So we're ready to go as soon as we turn on power. But our biggest component is getting power to that building. So
we've agreed to wait till spring break?
That's the only time. Charlie and them, we spoke to AEP. I mean, they will have the transformer, in a couple of weeks, but it's that risk you take that if something critical does happen, you could go without power to the school or not have your data for the whole entire district. It's not something we really desire. We would love to have done it over spring break or over Christmas, and we tried our hardest. But like I said, we just could not get it on that front of the building. And once it would dry up and we would start, Mother Nature would say, I'm sorry. So we really tried hard, but we're pushing as hard as we can to get this school done because we know you guys want it done, and trust me, quite frankly, we want it done too, so, we don't wanna be here longer than you guys want us here, so. Anybody have any questions?
Well, originally when we delayed, during the spring break, the idea was to tear down the building and give us more time to put the parking lots in, so we'd have those all done and the streets still to take down before school next. Are we still gonna be able to do that by closing, in school in May and then doing it over the summertime? Do you think it'd be a problem to get that all done before the school starts back up?
As long as Mother Nature allows us to, we can do that pretty well. Now that we've already demoed that school didn't take that long, getting the teachers out of the building as quick as possible when school is out, getting the contractor in there to get all the abatement out and asbestos, and we can hit hard. As long as everybody's lined up correctly, it can be done.
And we've discussed that, how we're going to have to all be in sync. We're going to plan it out and just hope we can work our plan, and then Mother Nature cooperates. That we're going to do all we can to, we're as concerned as you are.
I know also too, I know this is your next line item after ours, but taking the asphalt credit to go with concrete, and all in honesty, concrete is a way better product. Yes, it does cost a little bit more money, but it is, in the long run, is a way better item, and that would allow us to do some of that concrete work before that demo gets done, if we get everything completed to the front side. So with the asphalt, we weren't able to do that. We would have to have a cold joint, and in asphalt, you don't want to have a cold joint. You want to do it all continuously, and the contractor doesn't want to come in at the same time. Now, if we can allow us to do that, then allow us to get a lot of the concrete done and get that portion out of the way, so once we do get the school demo, all we do is tie into it with a keyway joint, or a expansion joint. We're going on the next. So that is our goal, is to start concrete in that area first, to answer your question.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Fidel Mendoza, Marshall Company Project Manager for the APSD Sports Complex. Since I last was here, some of the items that we've done completed are exterior wall damp proofing and wall insulation, the masonry work, all the block work, structural, interior, non-structural, and the exterior veneer has all been completed. The roofing, installation, upper and lower roofs, the electrical and plumbing rough ends, the rooftop air conditioning units have been set. The on both roof levels, all of them. The cage ladder access to the high roof, and we do have permanent electric power connected already. So it's currently on permanent power. The work in progress this past 2 weeks, or next coming weeks, 2 weeks, working on the gymnasium ductwork. The ductwork in the lower area, the locker rooms and the concession areas, all been installed. The ductwork and piping insulation throughout the building is being installed where we can, and then miscellaneous plumbing installations. We have structural steel support bracing, as Todd mentioned, for the basketball goals assemblies. So we have the structural supports, and then these assemblies with the backboards and the bracing will be coming in. They'll be field measured. I think I scheduled them for later this week, so hopefully these guys can get done here in a couple of days with that. If not, at their latest, it'll be Monday or Tuesday that they'll come home and schedule. The translucent panels, which are the high upper windows in the gym, are being installed as of today, as Todd mentioned also, and they're installing all the flashing that goes along with it. Those are on 3 sides, on the west side, the east side, and the north side. The grading as for the front area, the main entry has been done, so now we can actually start working on, we have to get on that grading, and then with a large lift, be working on those panels. So it was done so that the panels can proceed. Upcoming week work items from, let's say, the 28th of this month through the 17th of February. Be working and completing the HVAC mechanical at all ceilings. Painting the ceilings, be working on the ceiling, painting the ceilings of the gymnasium. and then painting the interior walls of all the CMU on the interior walls of the gym and the other areas, the lower areas. We'll be working on the footings for the front canopy at the main entry. And those are the underground footings, and working ceramic tile. We're going to start putting that in on the locker rooms. From the period of about February 18th through March 17th, we can look to work on light fixtures in the gymnasium, the aluminum storefronts and glass. The reason those are a little later is because the high ceilings, you're having to paint the ceilings, having to have large lifts, we have to have an access to the gym. And so as they work their way out from the ceiling and the larger lifts get out of the gymnasium, then we'll start closing it off with the aluminum frames. We may go ahead and have them do all the frames they can do and just leave those two access way frames to be able to access the gym. The ceiling grid, and plumbing fixtures, and then work on the front entry concrete and pavements on sidewalks. Concession counters and overhead doors for the concessions, start up the air conditioning systems, finish all the wall painting, install the basketball goals and display cases, trophy display cases, and then the ceiling light fixtures throughout the rest of the lower area. And the final finish out items projected for, let's say, March 18th through April 28th, the toilet partitions, the millwork, scoreboards, wood flooring in the gym and striping, acoustical ceiling tile, front entry canopy installation, the bleacher installation, and the VCT top flooring at the front concession and entry area. Any questions?
Questions, concerns, discussion? Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you all for
Thank you.
being here and
You
giving
bet.
us those updates.
Appreciate that. Moving forward, the next item on the agenda is change order of the elementary school presented by the superintendent. Information regarding the proposal change order for concrete in place of asphalt at the elementary school parking lot is scheduled for the board's review.
We actually discussed this at the last board meeting, and we wanted to bring it back to you as a formal action item so that you can see the amount, see what it pertains to. The gentlemen are all still here, so if you have any questions about this request. Otherwise, we would like to have approval to move forward.
Just for disclosure, the difference between the asphalt and the concrete, or to upgrade to the concrete, is an additional $64,147. And this is an action item, so is there any discussion or concerns? Do we hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve a change order for the parking lot.
I have a motion by Mrs. Johnson and second by Mrs. Branch. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next action item is 2019 textbook selection committee. The proposed members of the 2019 textbook selection committee has been provided to the board for the board's review. She's up there, ready to go.
I'm ready. We do have a big adoption coming up. It's our ELA in reading, K to 8, spelling for grades 1 to 6, and writing K to 5. And it's also personal financial literacy for high school. We have selected our committees. It's basically one teacher per grade level. With the exception of middle school, we also have the writing teacher involved in that selection. We'll begin meeting next week, and we'll get our timeline down, the different activities that will be involved in selecting our textbooks for the next adoption. So we're getting ready and getting that process going. So we just ask that you approve this committee.
Any questions or discussions? Any motion? Motion by Mr. Stansberry, second by Mr. Molinax. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is an information item, policy update 112, first reading. There is, administration has provided us information regarding TASPB, initiated policy upgrade 112, affecting local policies.
There's a lot of that.
BJA, local superintendent qualifications and duties. CCG, local review sources. CCGA, local ad valorem taxes, exceptions and payments. CH, purchase and acquisitions. CQ, technology resources. CV, facilities construction. DCB, employees practice, term contracts. DH, employee standards of conduct. DIA, employee welfare, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. FMA, student activities, school-sponsored publications, FNG, student rights and responsibilities, students and parent complaints and grievances. GF is a public complaints. GKA, community relations, conduct on school premises, and GKB, community relations, advertising and fundraising. And I think I need glasses. Doing this.
And as we've been doing, we brought this to you for you to read through, look at. If you have any questions during this next month, please feel free to email me or call me, and I'll get the answers for you, so that we'll bring it back at the next board meeting for you to consider and approve.
Okay.
That way it keeps
Just
you from
information
having-
only.
It's just, not fair for you to bring it to you one month and you've got to make a decision then, so we want you to have time to look over it and ask any questions.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is FNF, which is a local policy, student rights and responsibilities, interrogations and searches, mandatory drug testing program. Information is provided to us on the revision of the current policy, FNF, student rights and responsibilities, interrogations and searches, mandatory drug testing program. This is consider and approve the revisions of this policy.
We began this discussion several months ago, and the request was to review this policy. I think it had been several years since it had been reviewed, to ensure that it was reflective of what is being done for this program. So we began first with our district committee looking at it, looking at what is actually in practice and matching that up. Then we brought it back to you, and then we had a committee that was formed, which was Mr. Molinax, Veronica, and Mr. Rector. I apologize. I just drew a blank all of a sudden. Committee. We met, went over it, talked about the concerns, even with beyond this, but even to the practice of what happens with our constitutions and handbooks, and we talked about the mandatory placement, which is two separate, but are related somewhat. So we took those conversations, took it to our TASB policy maker, and then she revised it to fit. There were some things we had put in there. She said, you can't write it like that. It's got to say it this way. So keeping us legal. And so what we brought to you now is a look at what those revisions that we're proposing are, and bring it to you if you would agree with it at this point for your approval, so that we can then have them put this into our board book as our updated local policy. And then we'll take this along with all of our other discussions and begin to work on, we've already started that, looking at whether it's through athletics or other sponsored activities, what our level of expectation is. Always wanting to have that highest level, because if we're going to be a school of excellence, in all of our programs, we want to have high expectations of our students, especially those that are representing us out in different activities. So we're ready to try to answer any questions or concerns you have, and if you have none, we would propose to have this approved and make sure we're doing it. Any questions?
No, I think, well, what you have here is what we kind of talked about with some of the changes. We had a committee meeting where the committee met, and all the changes incorporated in there, so I'm fine with it.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the change to the policy
Second.
submitted by administration.
And a motion to approve by Mr. Mullinex, and seconded by Ms. Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, the next action item is convene in executive
We
session.
have a
Discussion.
discussion.
I'm sorry, some discussion. This is time set aside for any board member to address any topics for the future meetings. Discuss old business should be listed as a separate item on the agenda in order to comply with the Open Meetings Act. This allows any interested person or party to be acknowledged in a meeting content.
I just, I know, noticing that we don't have the weekly attendance rates, your attendance rate for each one of the campuses that used to be provided to us in the board book. Now we just have the total enrollment. We don't have like percentages of each campus on a monthly basis of what their attendances are. Is that been deleted for a reason, or just? You just did.
Oh, okay, she said it was provided every 6 weeks, but if you'd like it every month, we can do that.
We didn't have it last month either, so I just wanted.
So you wanted the attendance rate?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, it just gives the 6 weeks attendance rates that we always have, that we kind of look at to see where the campuses are doing on their attendance for.
Yes. Well, we can definitely do that, that's not a problem, and we watch that and discuss that too, so.
I'm sure you do, it's just
Yes,
that we're not familiar with it, so.
Yeah, no, please, anytime that we're missing something, I apologize, we haven't.
Any further concerns? Now we'll go to the action item. Convene. And at this point, we will convene an executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.001, concerning any and all proposed permitted by the Act. Section 551.074, discussion of personnel, new hire. Section 551.071 and 551.129, legal consultation regarding administrative program changes. We are reconvening in open session to act on any items requiring action from the closed session. And do we have a motion to approve the recommendation of hiring the school nurse? So moved.
Second.
And Ms. Branch, and seconded by David. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
I'm very German here.
Motion is approved. And meeting is adjourned. It is currently 10:04. Thank you all very much.